How you been?
Good, Rick, yourself?
No. Your place looks nice over there.
Oh, thank you.
Last. Yeah.
Nice. Sure, was nice. That's right. We did inside. So it's just medium. I've been hitting the gym. You don't need it. You've been that size since I know. You've done that since I know this. You know music. Yeah.
2 minutes.
Hmm?
It's 2 minutes.
We're just talking about it, that's when the 8 ones. Yeah. I worked there 23 years ago. Yeah. Wow. Mm-hmm. Started recruiting. Only like 5 or 6. Mm-hmm. Water. I'm just gonna. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Pocket.
Yes. This is. I'm just saying. Yeah. So I'm drop off.
Never signed one that was in the office.
Which one's that?
I had one in my possession from someone else, and then brought it in.
Welcome to the Cherubusco Town Council meeting. Please stand with me to pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mark Pepperell,
Present.
Megan Van Horn,
Present.
Devin Keener,
Present.
Madeline Sabardo present.
All right, now we'll go ahead and open up the public hearing for the vacation of the public right of way in the alley. Mr. and Mrs. Altman.
Present.
Have anything that you'd like to talk about or say hello? Okay. Gentlemen, do you have any questions for him or anything like that? All right. Hearing nothing for the public hearing, we'll go ahead and close that. All right, approval of minute meetings for May 6th.
Make a motion, we pass the meeting minutes for May 6th.
Second. We have a motion and a second for the approval of May 6 meeting minutes. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Abstain. Abstain. So, nope. All right, now it's time for public comment. All right, hearing none, we'll move on to old business. Tower lease, do you want to talk about that, Andy?
Yeah, I will. So we had our public hearing quite a while ago. The tower company needed to finalize the spot of the lease out there, which I believe they have done. So they sent over the final lease agreement. The only thing I would say is we've already approved this because this was discussed a long time ago.
Right.
They just had to populate the exhibits. The one thing I would say is you can go ahead and approve this tonight. I would say subject to our review because they just had hard copies. I want to make sure that what you're agreeing to is what we actually agreed to because they couldn't email to us, they said, so this just came in Monday. So if you want to approve it, just subject to us confirming this is all the terms and the same as what we already agreed to.
Questions? I'll make a motion that we approve the lease agreement on subject to review from Andy and the lease team.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for the approval of tower lease with the contingency they had proven. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
You can sign it actually, because there's 3 copies.
Yeah, that's fine.
We look at this for 5 minutes.
Sounds good. All right, any other old business?
Not for me.
Okay. Moving on to new business, the vacation of the alleyway that we public hearing on. Any questions that you have for an old business or anything?
What number was
Oh, 2601, that you got on that.
that? It shouldn't be.
Okay. So I don't
Resolution
know,
ordinance?
that's an ordinance.
It still shouldn't be.
Okay.
One. I think it's 05. And I'm pretty sure it's 05.
So what I'm seeing, there's really no access issues with other property there. It's in between both of your properties, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
It's 05.
5. See, back what they're looking at.
Make a motion, we approve ordinance 2026-05.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second for the approval of ordinance number 26-05, vacate public right of way. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Looks like you got an alleyway.
I do have a question, just paying so she'll, could take over mowing the lot for us now.
Go ahead. She needs that too. Perfect. All right, Any other new business that you have, gentlemen?
No.
I bet you got some new business, don't you, for us? I bet.
We're getting on the tail end here, so we can start building some houses, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, I communicated with Andy here recently about, our lift station is due in, I think, next week. But we're very, very eager to get permits pulled and get some houses started. Can't do that until all the infrastructure's in and approved. So what we'd like to do is, put a surety in place that those improvements will be completed and have that in control of the town, so we can go and get permits pulled early and get a head start here, as we're already kind of getting nice weather behind us. So
Sure.
in an effort to not have any additional expense on the project and pay for a line of credit or a bond, we're proposing to place the amount of surety that's been indicated by the county engineer into an escrow account with Andy's firm that the town could control, and then when the improvements are completed, then the town could release that back to us. So we just basically have a cash collateralized surety in place, just to save us the money from the expense of a third-party surety or bond.
And I think I told you guys this is well documented as something you can do in the statute of, that if you want to finalize the approve the secondary plat, but as long as they provide a surety, then the fact that the utilities that aren't in yet don't hold up the approval plat. I got this number from Nathan Bilger, $230,143.20.
Yeah, 230 something.
Okay.
And so, yeah, we could hold that in our trust account in our firm. We'll have an escrow agreement that it won't be released until the improvements are completed and approved.
Okay.
Are we just waiting on right of ways to kind of finish up on our and stuff, so we know? Is that what Jeremy said?
Jeremy was asking about completing the project before the utilities are in. And I was explaining to him, this is what this is for. And then I said, as long as this covers everything that needs to be done, I didn't hear back from him.
Have you heard anything, or have we heard anything about the right of ways? Or do we have all those in place now out there?
Well, the right of ways would be in the plat.
Yeah.
No, they're talking about like out by Dealing. On 33
That's
to
just holding up
connect.
the water and stuff.
Because
We
we
need
need
easements.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know Jeremy has I believe he has all the easements. I've sent him all the easements he's asked for. I don't know where those are. I haven't heard from him. Yeah.
Sounds good. I'll follow up with that.
I think he was just waiting on one.
I think that's what he said in his report.
Okay, perfect. Good. I hadn't seen his report yet. Gentlemen, you have any other question?
I do know.
Entertain a motion if you're still willing.
So exactly what the motion be.
That you'd allow for our firm to hold $230,143.20 in escrow as a security for completion of the sewer service and pump station, all the sewer. Is that,
Lift station.
it's just,
It just covers it from anything.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm gonna make a motion, we allow the $230,143.20 in the escrow and Parsons fund.
A second?
We have a motion and a second for the surety. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Great.
Excellent. Well, appreciate it, and I just want to recognize the long road we've taken to get here, but really, really happy with the way this has turned out. You know, getting the additional resources through the state, through the RDA to make this happen. Certainly, this is a high priority here in Churubusco and high priority at the state too. I don't know if you knew this or not, but the governor came to visit the site here earlier this year. So you got a little press down at state level. So,
Nice.
yeah, so all good. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
the cooperation, and we look forward to getting some houses planted soon.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
Thanks. Andy, I'll just get with you on the
Yeah, I'll be talking to you guys.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Andy.
Sure.
I'll talk to you later.
Sounds good.
All right, any further new business? Anybody have?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, back up just once. I do. So Andy earlier today, I think,
Yeah, so is it.
okay, sent out an email to the group, just for a proposed golf course card ordinance, that we could utilize golf courses in town. And where the ordinance is at is just that, it's in the preliminary phases, there hasn't been not movement on it yet, and that kind of stuff. I just want to make sure it got into your hands, so you know, if you had any concerns or you wanted to look at it, or question anything about it, that we have yet time to look at it and stuff. So that was the reason I wanted to get that out in your hands now. That was the help of Dustin. Dustin's been really helpful on it, and we've got several different ordinances that we've looked at through different towns and that kind of stuff to try to reap the good stuff out of all of them, that kind of stuff, so that should be in, if you haven't seen it, that should be in
got
there
earlier,
and
and I
that
was
kind
kind
of stuff.
of coming through, so, yeah.
If you have any questions, feel free to reach out and we can talk about it and that kind of stuff. Like I said, it's in the preliminary phases, so now's the time to change it if we see issues with it. Or if we, you just have real concerns. Okay?
Dustin, do you have concerns about it?
We've
Been
been,
here before.
we've kind of talked about it, same concerns, and I think Mark has done a great job working with Andy on it. I mean, I'm gonna have concerns just because of the safety concern as far as, I don't want someone to get hit on the right golf cart on the road is not the most ideal situation. But with that being said, putting in the necessary things that, like, I kind of set forth with Mark about the fines and stipulations, and how they'll come to the police department. I want to have something set out so that they get a map and it shows exactly where they can drive, because there are going to be limitations. Obviously, the state routes are our biggest problem in town, and only being able to cross those perpendicular. So I think just them having that and signing it and knowing exactly what they're going to is going to be required of them and financial responsibility. And then I think the only things we'll have to clean up a little bit, maybe I just had questions for Andy when we get to that point, is more of like writing. I saw you sent that little,
Just a
what almost needs,
example.
just, yeah, a generic kind of example of it, but like almost like a triple copy, right? One will stay with us, one will have to go to her, and then one will go to the offender. Yeah, when it gets to that point. Yeah. I think if people abide by what, it's gonna be hard for people to, as long as they abide by crossing the perpendicular, we won't have an issue on the state routes. They're just, for right now, it's gonna limit some of the towns that we talked about, right? It could be a real possibility of putting in trail system eventually or something along those lines, so.
What's that do for the park, Rick? Because currently, we don't allow any golf carts back there, correct?
No, but there are people that show up with golf carts, from time to time, but a couple, three of them come from Threshers, and there's a couple, three in town here. And so it's not an issue because it doesn't happen that often, but I just kind of casually talk to them about the situation. And, yeah. So no, the main thing now is these electric bikes and scooters that are going through here. And that's getting kind of a nuisance here and there. Some of these kids are riding pretty fast actually through there, and we have to stop what we're doing and kind of we don't run them down, we wait for the next lap to go. They're coming through there, but they're aware of it now, as far as that goes. They just try to push the limits, it's just kind of the way they are. But there are quite a few adults too with the electric stuff. And I don't know whether they go around the town here, and I assume they do.
Somebody was up and down Line Street. Constantly.
Oh, so,
Is that little one that looks like a motorcycle but it's
Yeah.
electric?
yeah,
It was very,
And it's hopefully just put in the ordinance, and I just saw that, and you see it on the trails.
yeah.
And they actually have them broken down to level 1, 2, and 3, because you have like,
right.
I don't
Yeah,
know
they
what
were
they call
talking
that brand,
about
like a Ciron or something like that goes like
70,
Yeah.
yeah.
They easily wheelies on them. They're expensive. You don't see a lot of them, but they taper it down to the ones that are under a certain kilowatt and only go 20 mile an hour, and then another kilowatt.
Yeah, it was all over the listserv last week.
Yeah, I saw that. I think that's where I saw it.
Yeah.
But to that point, unless you were going to speak to that,
I was going to, but
the
go ahead,
idea
Dustin.
the safe haven on that is they're not allowed on trails or grass. They will have to maintain on the roadway, because the golf carts are not going to be the issue in the grass, right? It's not any more damaging, I would say, than meant for a golf course, right? They don't damage grass in that sense. The issue is the UTVs when they get in the grass and start doing donuts in his short grass field. So the elimination of you cannot drive in the grass is not meant for that, right? Now, there's going to be, right, we have an area where they park. It's going to be hard for them not to park in grass areas out by Diamond 4. But there's a difference in them ripping up and down that big open field and making rut it up. Because I think that's the only way we can keep them from not doing that, right? The soccer fields, they're driving on, the baseball diamonds. It's got to be, you want it to take place of a car, and the town's going to allow you to do that, and you're going to have to stay on the paved roads.
That's what the ordinance says. I mean, this wouldn't change anything at the park. This doesn't say they can drive in the park. They have to stay on the roadways.
So and that's why I want people to have to come specifically to me, to pay the fee, to sign this. So I wanted to sign the paperwork as far as like the map. I want it mapped out so that if there's no question, right? That's kind of like your heads up. You've talked about it through me or one of the officers, and it's specifically outlined. You're still gonna have people that haven't came in to get registered from outside the county. We have it right now. I've already dealt with 3 different stuff. It's just a matter of people don't understand that you can't ride them on. The state highways is my biggest concern.
Were you on the email I sent the latest version? Did you get that today?
Yeah, but I haven't.
It was okay. I just want to make sure you have it. Yeah.
I guess my thought process was with Threshers Ridge, for instance, people are going to want to go to the park, but they can't travel 33, so they're going to have to go all the way back around to get into the park that way.
And I think if you went on, we kind of talked about it, the idea behind it, you see it in a lot of communities. If that was the first trail we even widened, it would be, I think, the smartest one, because you have a more, especially with the new addition, you're going to have more concentrated people up there just trying to get to the park, and then you can reach that east side instead of going 550, 800 Anders, then crossing.
It's not clean. I'm gonna be the first to admit it. It's not clean because we got 205 and 33. It just muddies the water a lot, that kind of stuff. And probably you're only really you're probably talking about what do you suppose 25% of the town can't utilize it, or maybe not that high. No, I don't think it's gonna be that much more because it's just gonna be this northern end down here that's not gonna be able to utilize it. Or southern. They can use it, they can come around. They gotta come around through the county to come over, but they can still use it. As long as they stay on county roads, they're fine, because the county's already approved it. And you're just gonna cross over 205 to come into town in that back way.
Have you spoken with Columbia City at all? Talked to them about the
I haven't sat
challenges?
down with them exactly on, because I wanted to touch base with them on how they did their fines and fees. I don't know if they would go through the court system. I understand Andy's part of it is like, well, then you gotta pay the courts or whatnot. I just thought it would be cleaner in the aspect of if we have a violator that just, you're just gonna keep violating, who you just keep writing a paper and it doesn't mean anything, right?
It'd be like someone who didn't pay any other kind of fine or ticket, you know?
I just didn't know if we could still, can we go after their license, like if you go pay your speeding ticket, obviously it goes to the DMV
I mean,
and
that's my biggest concern too. Is
can we get
the
those?
lack of ability to enforce and collect.
Well, yeah, I mean, cause we've kind of spoken about it, I didn't know if we could put, liens or whatnot, but
You can't put liens on.
but it sounded like you have a way to take,
Well, I think that's Madeline's email who's talking about the court system, she said that, but I think that, I mean, I haven't looked into whether or not you could suspend a license for this. That would be,
and I think it's extreme, I do like that we have the two, it's like, basically after your second violation, you have the right to pull the permit, and then you're done for a year. Based on what it is, right? If it's, simple violations of driving in the grass and horsing around, maybe it's not as, my thing is, I don't wanna see someone get seriously injured or killed on 33.
But the thing you're talking about too is that we've got state regulations and
Yeah.
statutes that you can work off of,
Absolutely.
205 and 33. So if it's a 205 and 33 issue, which that's gonna be our main issue, that he can take care of it by writing them a true ticket off that. Yeah.
Which then they would be able
And then you
Pay
could
that,
start,
yeah.
then that would be a license type issue.
That's true, yeah, that's really,
So, so that is a way that we can kind of control from the 205 and 33 standpoint.
Okay, but what about when they don't renew it every year?
And they can't drive. I mean, we have the ability to tow it. We have the ability to get it.
I'm asking about the fine itself for driving without a permit.
He has the ability to tow it in. I mean, that'd be the last time they're driving it.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
not
that's
saying
what-
it's gonna be
and maybe
100%
you had spoken on this, you guys, someone from Carson could take it to the court system, correct?
could, yeah,
As a violation of the ordinance.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So is it gonna be small claims or is it gonna be like actual traffic? Yeah. That's
But
what I'm
I
asking.
know towns are thinking this.
I mean, but is it criminal or civil?
It'd be, something, why, just failure to pay a fine.
There's definitely gonna have to be some corrections here and there.
Sure.
Especially, but that's anything.
Yeah. I totally agree with you, Rick. Totally agree with you. Yeah.
But that was my fail-safe kind of, just to make it easy on you. Because if you just allow them to ride everywhere, we're gonna have people riding through where little kids are trying to play in the playground and then they're having, their baseball practices at certain places. It's like, it's just not.
Yeah.
And if it was just the golf carts that are going 7 to 12 miles an hour compared to a UTV that can go 80, we don't need them. So, yeah, I just think you gotta maintain them, unless they're parking on the grass, right? If we see them out, or brick. And we have enough cameras back there, I think we cover a pretty good array of it, and Rick can identify them and say, hey, we got this. But yeah, I don't wanna speak for you either, if you have something else of concern, I would absolutely bring it up as well, or something that we're missing.
All right. So maybe take a look at, we'll send over, maybe plan on a meeting, one of the next meetings, where we can kind of bring ideas and thought concerns. Is that sound like a good next step?
Sounds perfect.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, cause for me, I mean, I think always the biggest thing has been safety and then how, making sure we can enforce the rules and stuff, so I think as long as everybody's, we got a game plan and.
Well, there's quite a few out in Blue Lake, isn't there?
Yes.
Well, then plus of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, I would say that we'll see the most problems from outsiders coming in, because the people that come to the office and get the sticker,
Well, I mean,
get the paper that shows exactly where they can
no,
cross.
in Garrett, in order to be on any of the city streets, you have, even if you live outside of city limits, you have to come and get a permit.
Yes,
So even if you do live at Blue Lake, then if you wanna be on the city streets, you have to come.
absolutely, same thing they're gonna have to do here. Yeah, because I think we talked about that too. The first ordinance was if they had a sticker from another town, we were gonna incorporate it. And my only concern with that is how easy is it? I don't know what Garrett's sticker looks like. I don't know what the city sticker looks like. And the
Also,
minimum
how would
cost
they-
is, it would
Yeah,
be
how would
like,
they even know which streets
now
they
that
could
track
go?
down, they got suspended in Garrett and they just didn't, I'm not gonna physically peel some sticker off, damaging it. You get into all that whole. Yeah, so I think we cleaned that up as far as just making it,
Yeah.
if you're in this town, you're gonna have to pay a fee.
I like the idea that if they do it going through Dustin, you can just make sure they understand the rules
Yeah,
and this is.
that's what I like too, that they can,
Yeah,
they get all
everything
that stuff.
works. We've got a financial responsibility, which is key, especially if they're gonna be at the park, right? You're gonna have someone bump into someone's car, and now, even a little bit of a paint job's $2,500, so.
All right, perfect, thank you.
Sure.
All right, department reports, sounds like Jeremy sent one in, I hadn't looked at it yet, I'll be honest with you, but, Riley, how about you?
Doing good. I ordered my alarm system again this week, so it should be in. Still waiting for my fine strain. I haven't heard nothing about it. I'm supposed to be here in May. Haven't heard nothing. Still waiting for a letter back from the state, so I can take my test again.
Okay,
So I was waiting to get that, and I can go get it taken again.
awesome,
Then
for you.
What?
Good for you.
Then you get my email I sent it today about Cameron.
I have not seen it yet.
Okay. I just wondered if I can move them up to the different category today.
Pay two.
Yeah, A2. It's June 11th, will be 1 year for
Okay,
him, for the town. He's been doing good, hasn't missed a day. So I just wonder if I can move him up.
thoughts, gentlemen?
What's like kind of our normal, I guess, procedure on that type of stuff? I mean,
Just
that
kind
kind
of depends on
of just,
person.
okay, cool, yeah. I just don't know if
I
we-
will say if you guys do move them up, if you guys could have it starting at the beginning of a pay period. Which would be June 8th.
Yeah, I'm all for it, and especially if you're recommending it and you trust it, so yeah. I'll make a motion, we approve, jumping up, Cameron Polly to, I believe, pay two, starting, what was it, June?
June 8th.
June 8th.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second for increasing to level 2 for Cameron Bowling. Any further discussion?
Yes, sir.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
Aye. There you go. Okay, thank you. All right, Rick, how about you?
Well, of course, we're prepping for Turtle Days coming up a week early this year. I never did get why it's a week early, I guess. But anyway, we're the splash pad part, the computer screen, pretty expensive actually, that went out, should be in today. Was supposed to be delivered today, okay?
Yeah.
And I know it's gonna get into the 80s here pretty soon. It's one of those things. But Scott Toner from Albion is the one, he replaced Albion's splash pad, same type of screen and everything 2 weeks ago. And when we went down, the thing first came on and everything. I was able to put in password and stuff, and things started up, and then all of a sudden, nothing. So he went ahead and got a hold of Casey from Albion Splash Pad over there, and Casey Myers. And he recommended this guy, so he came over and took a look, very knowledgeable about the situation. And he had to order it. You know, he came down, went through the whole routine and that. And it's 16 years old, so it's probably about due. But as soon as he gets that part over here, he's gonna put it in as soon as he can, get things rolling. It's needs to be programmed. There's some kind of a big 6-step thing you have to go through and all that.
Sure.
We'll get her going. we got a big tree back there beside the pole building and, garden number 2. And, noticed it wasn't too good the last few years there, pretty big tree. And, Saturday, wind blowing probably 20, 25 mile an hour. And, about 1/4 of the tree came down, so. And we got it all cleaned up and stuff like that, but I called Bill Brent. Bill came out and took a look. And now everything is leaning to the west, a lot of weight to the west. And we talked for about a half hour, something like this, a couple days ago. And he recommended taking that tree down before Turtle Days. A lot of people walk underneath there, a lot of machinery going through there with all the rides attached and all that kind of stuff.
Rick,
Smart.
just get it done.
That's smart. Yeah.
So I think,
Just get it done.
so my recommendation would be to take it down.
Yep.
You know, a good tree, stuff like that. And Bill said he could probably start on that on Friday and have everything done by Saturday before Turtle Days gets here. So,
Smells like the smart way.
yeah, I think it is. Because if anybody would have been close to that Saturday, and it was rotted, you couldn't see it rotting and stuff. Yeah.
Thanks for taking care of it, Rick.
Yeah. That's all I have.
Okay. How about you, Dustin?
Same thing, just finalizing, talking to Rick House a little bit of Turtle Lake stuff. Got you the 2 quotes. There'll be some changes in there, about $1,000 off of the cops gear one. I don't think I'm gonna put on the slide markers. I want them for visibility, but it's just the thing that always goes out. I talked to the county guys, they have them. They do warranty them for 5 years, but they still charge it for the install. And it's just because of the salt and snow and everything else that comes underneath it. It's just kind of a burden. So the other one shows that it's a little cheaper, but that doesn't have a radio in it with 3,500. So I haven't fully, I've tried to talk to both of them. I was hoping to get something in a little bit quicker, but it doesn't sound like either one of them can do anything until probably mid-July. Probably won't be completely finished until hopefully mid-August. Fingers crossed that it takes 4 weeks, but.
So you're going to go with cops gear?
Yeah, I'm still up in the air,
Okay.
but yes, I just think it's hard not to. When it's about 2,000. I want to give the other guy a chance.
Okay.
But it's this little tight. If I can get it closer, and I got to reach back out to him. He might be able to cut some stuff on his.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
But I expect it to be right around that price.
Sounds
If not cheaper.
Okay. Thanks, Dustin.
Yep.
Andy, you have anything else for us? Nope. I don't have anything.
All I have is I just wanted to bring up, about a year from, when we hired back Chad Fulkerson. At the time, we had, discussed as far as just vacation, how much to give him. We laid out a week, kind of the tend to follow back up with it, later on, so I don't want to bring that up. I checked with Dustin, and he was fine with it if we bumped it up to 2 weeks vacation, so I just wanted to bring that up. See what your guys' thoughts were on that. Sure. Yeah, I don't either. Dustin said he's been doing great. And he's been here for how long before, the taking a little break, so he's put a lot of time in, so I'm definitely with this one.
So,
We need a motion.
Make a motion, we give Chad Fulkerson 2 weeks of paid vacation.
second.
So is that a week additional to what you already received at the beginning of the year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So, make a motion, we give Chad an additional week vacation this year.
Second. We have a motion and a second on the table for additional week for vacation for Chad Fulkerson. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. That's all. Yes, we. Devin?
Don't have anything.
Awesome. Madeline? Okay. We stand adjourned.
You just need to sign. Just need to sign.
Okay.
It's just like where it says sign. This feels like a house.